So welcome home to yourself. Welcome to this practice of Yoga Nidra, to invite a reconnection with the ancient cyclical wisdom of the seasons of the menstrual cycle, and to allow for each breath to invite a deep settling and presence into this moment. Welcome home to yourself. And welcome into this place where the body is welcome, where she is held. Welcome into the place where this body is welcome and held. And sensing how it is to notice all of the sounds around, the sounds outside this room, and the sounds inside, the sounds outside of the body, and the sounds inside. The sound of the breath coming in and going out. And as the breath moves, inviting an awareness of each breath like a whole day. The breath arising like the dawn when it first comes in to bring a little light, and the exhaling breath like the dusk as the light gently drains out of the sky. Breathing in with this dawn arrival of all of the light and color coming back into the world, and exhaling into this place of settling through the dusk, the turning points in the day. And letting there be a welcome for also these places when the breath is fully in, like the middle of the day, and when the breath is fully out, like the middle of the night. And as the breath moves in this way, each round of breath is like a full cycle of a day, from the dawning, the first light, right the way through to the depths of the night. And feel that the cycles of this turning breath settle the body into a deeper state of rest. There isn't anything else that needs to be done. Just to be here is enough, and to be resting, and to feel that this is your practice, to know this to be your practice of Yoga Nidra. No way to be doing it wrong, because there isn't anything to be doing. Just to allow for this body to be here, to hear all the sounds, and not to have to go out hunting after the sounds. They're there already, so simply welcoming them in and letting the awareness settle increasingly upon this cycling of the breath. And with this cycling of the breath, let there be a welcome also for the the other cycles and phases in our awareness. The cycles and phases of the little moon inside, the womb waxing and waning in the menstruating years, and the big moon outside, waxing and waning through the whole of our lives. And invite just this simple sense of everything turning and moving in cycles, above, beneath, within and without. Inviting for this breath to move through the whole body now, as if each time the breath moved, the body could be nourished by the incoming breath and releasing into being held on the outgoing breath. Breathing in the nourishment of the incoming breath, this kind of waxing feeling of the energy growing in the body, and then letting there be a little gentle waning of the energy as the breath goes out and the body is held and received by the earth beneath, feeling all those places where the body can be supported by the earth. As if perhaps a little lunar flow, a lunar cycle were unfolding in every breath. The waxing on the inhale up to the fullest of the moon, shining wholeness on that full breath in, and the waning of the exhale, diminishing the light and the shape and form of the moon until the dark moon at the very longest place after the exhale's gone out, in that dark moon place of the breath when the breath has gone all the way out. Welcoming the arrival of the new moon with the breath coming in, and the fullness with the breath fully in, and the waning moon settling into this dark moon place at the very, very, very end of the exhale after all the exhale has gone out. And effortlessly allowing this to unfold through the body. Simply receiving these cycles. And receiving also as if the light of the moon now could shine on the body. Just feeling into receiving whatever moonlight feels just perfect for this body right now. Maybe the light of the natal moon, of the phase of the moon on the day that this body arrived on the earth. Or maybe simply feeling into a quality of moonlight, very bright like the full moon, or very, very gentle like the crescent moon, the little sliver of light. Receiving this light, whichever feels most nourishing, all over the whole of the body, beginning with the space between the two eyebrows, and receiving the light of the moon in these places as if the little moonbeams and the illumination that comes from the moon could be received in every place in the body, shining between the two eyebrows. And then maybe receiving that light deep inside the head. And feeling the light of the moon shining over the whole of the face and the head. Gentle healing light, as if all the fluids in the body, in every cell, could be illumined by this moonlight. Over the eyelids and the tip of the nose, down along the nostrils and the cheeks, through the ears and the jaw, down through the lips and the chin, and the whole face bathing in this gentle light of the moon. all the way through to the very back of the head and the scalp. All the way along the back of the neck and the sides of the neck and the throat. Through the collarbones and pooling, a little pool of moonlight in the little space between the two collarbones. And then as if it could pour, as if the light were liquid. Liquid light pouring out of the throat and over the two shoulders. And down over the arms, left and right. Down through the elbows, right and left. Through the forearms and the wrists, left and right, through the backs of the hands, and resting the awareness now on the hands as if the whole of the hands could be illumined by this liquid light of the moon shining over the hands into the fingertips. Even little lights shining in the spaces between the fingers and the thumbs and the webbing, receiving this liquid light. Present now deep inside the whole of the joints. Healing liquid light shining from the moon all the way through the wrists and the elbows, inside the arms, all the way back up through the forearms, into the armpits, right the way through the upper arms, the whole of the length of both of the arms, all the way from the fingertips to the shoulders, bathed inside and out by the liquid light of the moon shining, pouring back to the space between the two collarbones, from the shoulders into that central space, filling the throat, healing liquid light of the moon shining down deep in the space of the heart. As if that liquid light of the moon could fill the whole of the heart and the lungs, and all the way right the way back into the two shoulder blades and the space between the shoulder blades. The whole of the heart space, right to the deep heart's core. Filled with this light, nourished by this light. All the way down into the belly, filling the whole of the belly and into the lower back, welcoming all sensations arising in the belly, welcoming all sensations arising in the belly, and all the way through, down into the pelvis. All the pelvic organs bathed in this light. From the mound of Venus all the way through into the sacrum, the sacred bone in the back of the pelvis. Sacred lake of the pelvis, of the swadhisthana, of the place of your own being, nourished by this moonlight. And then pouring down through the buttocks and the groins into the thighs. All the way down through the thighs and the knees. The deep balm, nourishing balm of the healing moonlight through the knees, shins, the calves and the ankles, the heels and the soles of the feet, tops of the feet, all the way down through the toes, all the way down through the spaces in between the toes and the tips of the toes and the whole of the feet. From the tips of the toes to the top of the head, from the top of the head to the tips of the toes, all the way through soul to crown, crown to soles. Resting in the healing light of the moon. Right the way down inside the joints and the organs, every cell, as if the tides and the currents of the fluids in the body are rhythmically attuned to the dance of the moon. Rhythmically attuned to the dance of the moon. And as the body rests in this way, let it be. Let her be. Nourished within and without. The little moon inside. And the big moon up in the sky, the heavens and the earth. Illumined by the same light of the moon. The moon inside, the moon outside. The spaces inside the body and the spaces outside the body illumined by this same healing light. How's that? To let the awareness receive this healing light within and without, within the within, without the without, the moon above, the moon within. Inside and outside at the same time. And with this awareness, let the sound of the breath move easily through the whole body. And as the breath moves through the body, let the sound of the breath now really be felt and heard as a cycle unfolding a deep wisdom in the body, as if the wisdom of the cycle of the breath contains within it wisdom and the rhythms of all the other cycles, of the moon, of the sun, of the seasons. And with each breath that comes in now, welcoming the dawning of an awakening feeling, a sense of coming into a space of reawakening. And as that happens, gently inviting there to be little gentle movements within the body, perhaps touching the tip of the tongue in and around the teeth. And in this discovery of the movement in the body, let there also be an invitation to discover whatever guidance or wisdom might arise from this process, from this practice of Yoga Nidra, letting there be a receptive welcome for any insights or guidance that arise after the completion of this cycle of the breath moving, this cycle of the full completion of the practice, letting there be a welcome for all of the qualities of the body as they manifest here, as the body reawakens, perhaps a little gentle touch of each finger in turn, a little gentle touch of the tongue inside the mouth, a little gentle touch of each finger to the thumb and the wriggling of the toes. And as you awaken to the wisdom of all that arises in the body as it gently and slowly begins to awaken. I'm feeling the presence of all of these elemental qualities. I had it the other day. Oh, taking a big yawn. And with that yawn, maybe stretching and making yourself a little bit more comfortable. And usually make yourself a little bit more comfortable. You can rediscover the elemental qualities of the body present in this maybe shifting position or something, or resting. So we're embodying that sense of the elemental intelligence and congruence of the body. I am the mud that sticks to the soul. I am the smell of wild garlic crushed underfoot. Let there be a nice opening in the nostrils and welcome all the odors and aromas in the space. I am the ocean that soaks the sand. I am the sweetness of clove or honey. Feeling the tongue moving through the mouth and reawakening all of that experience of the water in the mouth. I am the fierce white heat of the burning ash that heats the bones. I am the pink light of dawn that colours the hills. And the eyes open and close and welcoming a whole world of colour. I am the wind that blows rocks down mountains. feel the winds moving through the land of the body as you breathe freely. I am the touch of warm hand in hand. Maybe even rubbing the hands together and just allowing there to be a little bit of warmth there and resting them over the eyes. I am the touch of warm hand in hand. I am the open blanket of heaven, the space between the stars. I am the voice of the wood pigeon in the trees. I am the singer of the mother's songs. I am the tiny light of hope in the still darkness of despair. I am the word stream that slakes the teacher's thirst. I am the bed of the ocean of old knowings. I am the bed of the ocean of old knowings. The bed of the ocean of old knowings. And allow there to be a little gentle stretch and a wriggle as maybe you ease yourself over to the side and sit yourselves up. We'll put some dates for you to have. This practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Thank you for listening. Rest there for a moment. Thank you for listening.